The cartoon of the Amazing World of Gumball looks silly until it messes with your mind. One minute you're laughing, next minute you're questioning if anything is real. Yeah, Gumball goes that dark, and it starts with one episode that hits rock bottom, the downer. The episode begins with Gumball waking up grumpy. His family, Nicole, Richard, Darwin, and Anais, tries to cheer him, but each attempt only worsens his mood. Finally, frustrated, Gumball shouts,
"Can't you just go away and leave me in peace?"
And they obey, vanishing from sight in a chilling moment of absolute quiet. Stepping outside, Gumball finds Elmore abandoned. The street is silent. Mall, school, grocery store, empty. Creepy signs replace cheerful billboards. No escape. Misery Burger replaces Joyful Burger, and Captain Crud parodies the cereal brand, mocking his solitude. To break the silence, Gumball performs bizarre solo activities, smashing Lego minifigures, pretending to cook loaf dinners, even lip-syncing on a deserted TV. But every gag echoes too loudly in emptiness, amplifying the dread. Suddenly, a pulsating shadow, the darkness, emerges. This amorphous black vortex writhes, consuming everything with ominous tendrils. Its presence alters the world. Streetlights flicker, advertisements warp to mock him. It isn't a physical monster. It's the embodiment of Gumball's own gloom, closing in with cold, deliberate menace. The animation grows surreal. Angled shots, looping streets, TV stations playing bleak news, and never-ending ads mocking him, including a bizarre shampoo ad where a digitally enhanced model gloats about unrealistic beauty standards. It's a full sensory horror trip in kids' cartoon form. Just when it seems Gumball will be entirely consumed, Darwin suddenly appears. The darkness recedes, Gumball blinks, and the town and family return as though nothing happened. It's revealed it was all a hallucination, a nightmarish dream fueled by Gumball's rage and loneliness. Nicole gently suggests not reminding him about the hallucination to spare his embarrassment. The episode ends on a quieter note, but the unease lingers. If that freaked you out, wait until you see what happens next. It's straight up disturbing. The puppet! Gumball and Darwin are sorting through old toys in the attic. Darwin stumbles upon 3 puppets, Frank, Howdy, and Grady, stuffy and forgotten, and instantly falls in love. Meanwhile, Gumball dismisses them as relics of childhood and dumps them in the trash. That night, the attic quietly creaks. Frank and Howdy crawl out of the trash with murderous intent, dragging Grady behind them. They storm into the house and destroy Gumball's video game console with a bat, all while sinisterly declaring they're gonna play forever. Except it's not about fun anymore. Darwin, still under their influence, sits motionless as the puppets speak through him. It's clear, these toys have returned for vengeance. With no choice left, Gumball dons Grady as a puppet and is sucked into a warped live-action puppet world. A vivid set straight from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Filled with childhood imaginary friends warped into twisted caricatures. Gumball and Darwin find themselves hostages to a puppet ritual in a dark attic home. Frank and Howdy begin chanting a chilling song. Yes, Gumball and Darwin are forced to smear themselves with worms and grease, fight like puppets, and wear an itchy fleece, all to a terrifyingly wholesome puppet tune. Just when escape seems impossible, Darwin spots a string on Grady's arm, yanks hard, and the asylum collapses. He rips off Grady's arm, shears out Howdy's eye, and tears open Frank's torso. The puppets shriek, the world explodes, and Gumball and Darwin snap back to reality. But it doesn't end cleanly. As a yard sale begins, Grady leaps from the toy box to attack Billy, hinting that the nightmare hasn't fully ended. Ugh, cold breeze anyone. We just hit rock bottom, and somehow the next episode digs even deeper. The night. The episode begins with the moon, voiced by Sir Derek Jacobi, inviting the audience to explore the dreams of Elmore's residents as night falls. First up, Gumball. He dreams he's falling from space toward his house. He hits satellites, school buses, buildings, but jolts awake just before hitting the roof. That jolt? Enough to knock himself out on the top bunk. Classic cartoon terror. Next, Mr. Small dreams he's trapped in a confined space, locked in a tight room, struggling for air. Fear of suffocation in animation form. Then Banana Joe has the most literal nightmare. He splits into two bananas, one with two faces, the other with two butts, and chaos ensues. Then he wakes up, halfway split in half. Yikes. Nicole drifts on a peaceful beach until Richard's endless snoring rolls her over like a tsunami. Meanwhile, Richard dreams he's dough being kneaded and baked into a bun. Darwin sleeps in a giant fishbowl, only unsettling if you hate confinement. But the real creepiness comes next. Larry dreams multiple nested dreams. He's a barista serving himself in a dystopian world, arrested by Donut Cop, only to discover he never wakes up. He remains trapped in dreams of authority and failure. Hector, Carrie, Terry, Daisy, Juke, and Mr. and Mrs. Robinson also experience bizarre dreamscapes. Some comedic, many darkly surreal. The standout, Aeneas envisions herself as a doll, tortured by Daisy the donkey, singing nursery rhymes about torture, only to realize it was Daisy's nightmare, a twisted inversion of innocence. The sequence ends with the moon concluding, dreams hold fear, fun, and unexpected frights. Everyone awakens, some frightened, others disoriented, but all deeply unsettled by the randomness of their minds. Scary highlights, real and symbolic claustrophobia, Mr. Small's nightmare, and Larry's endless waking dreams. Body horror. Banana Joe physically splits himself. Violent subconscious. Aeneas doll torture by singing Daisy is unsettling in its innocence turned dark. Psychological dread, nested nightmares, and disorientation, especially Larry's. By using dreams, Gumball sidesteps logic and dives into the subconscious, where the weird becomes scary and the cute becomes frightening. The night isn't just a filler, it's a journey into everyone's hidden fears, in a playful yet disturbing 11-minute anthology. You thought that was dark? The next one will shock you. The Signal. The nightmare begins at Elmore Mall. Gumball and Darwin wander through a hat store. Gumball tries to compliment Darwin, but his voice stutters and glitches, distorting even innocent phrases into accidental insults.
But do you think it makes me look like I have a fat head?
Prompting Darwin to storm off frustrated. Back home, the TV sputters a no signal alert. Richard panics and shoves the sofa toward the fridge, deciding to cook dinner instead of watching TV. Gumball returns and attempts to apologize. But glitches return, accidentally pushing Darwin and even physically injuring him with sudden stutters. These glitches escalate into nightmare visuals. Darwin's eyes melt, human eyes appear over his fish ones, Gumball's words scramble into unintelligible static. Virus-like screen distortions dominate the scene. The duo can't escape it. Talking, typing, hugging, even tickling backfire as reality continues its unpredictable breakdown. Richard trips into the chaos. Pretending to glitch, he diffuses the tension, and they drive to a gas station, only for the glitch-fueled nightmare to follow them. At the pump, Gumball notices Richard glitching, but it's only the start. As they drive, the car literally drives itself. A surreal autopilot Ford powered by broadcast corruption. Chaos ensues. The glitching car crashes into Joyful Burger, teleports across Elmore Mall, narrowly misses Larry, then slips back through TV frames to the dining table. The Wattersons are seated as if nothing happened. Richard remarks,
"You two made up."
And everyone laughs, except Gumball and Darwin, who stare blankly, still haunted by glitching confusion. Why it scares. The Signal taps into digital distrust. If the world around you becomes a glitchy show, who controls reality? The episode flirts with existential horror masked by bright animation, leaving you wondering if your next scroll could crash more than your browser. You're not ready for the final episode, because what it does to your mind, that's where the real horror begins. The Joy. A gloomy Monday morning, Gumball and Darwin appear more upset than usual, slamming food everywhere. Concerned, Aeneas begs Richard to give them a comforting wonder hug. His hug triggers a massive rainbow mushroom puff, leaving the boys eerily overjoyed. Fast forward to school. Miss Simeon notices something's off. On camera feeds, she sees an outbreak of joy. She confronts them as they auto-tune sing in class. Gumball violently coughs up rainbow liquid, and Darwin laughs hysterically while using his fin as a nose. Horrifically funny. Miss Simeon rushes to Principal Brown and the nurse to sound the alarm. They quarantine the boys, but it's too late. Gumball and Darwin, now infected, hug the nurse and principal, turning them into joy zombies, smiling, singing, coughing rainbow goo. Miss Simeon records her testimony via camcorder, capturing marching corridors of smiling students. She sneaks through the school, armed with a cassette player blasting Moonlight Sonata, the only known cure. But when she's cornered by Banana Joe, who's peeled himself like a banana, painfully hilarious, they chase her to the office. She barricades herself, but Gumball and Darwin burst in a rainbow mess, hugging Miss Simeon, infecting her with manic joy and rainbow drool. The screen splatters with rainbow goo. Over the camcorder footage, Miss Simeon whispers,
Down the story came to a happy ending.
before laughing manically. The final shot is Principal Brown goofily miming with a broom, chilling in its casualness. The Joy subverts happiness into horror. It takes something positive, a hug, and flips it into contagion, transforming school hallways into riotous nightmares. Bright colors and upbeat audio only amplify the horror, making this one of Gumball's most disturbing episodes.